Hey everybody, welcome to Hey We're Talking. It's me, Scotty D, and I've got Mr. Derek J. Tant in the house.
Hey, is that like, you need to I don't even know what I'm trying to say. My middle initial.
I think that's because your
game.
Your Instagram, I think, is Derek J. Tant or one of them.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Yeah. And then we have Mr. Bob Peel. Look at that smile on his face if you're watching on YouTube. Looks happy.
Yeah, I'm hopped up on some coffee right now.
What kind of wait.
Who wants coffee? Coffee?
You got some
Anybody?
coffee? What kind of coffee you drinking?
Unfortunately, it's not Numa coffee,
That's
but
okay.
it's just a K-cup, whatever I had.
That's
Super
okay.
quick before the show.
I talked with Danny and Mark this week, and I was asking because Danny does those, or he used to do those, like, what's the one George Clooney uses? Nescafe, or is that what it's called? What are those?
Nespresso or
Nespresso. Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and I keep asking people about those because for me, the coffee, and Derek, this is the thing that's awesome about how Derek makes coffee, because he makes an espresso, and if you make a K-cup, you're just making enough to drink. Like my modes of coffee making, mostly I make 12 cups of coffee in my drip coffee maker, and then I'm like, why do I have so much coffee? I can never drink all of it, or it just destroys me. So,
Well,
you should drink it. You should drink it. Or
No,
make less.
I
Or just make less.
I could, but it's so easy to put it in that drip coffee machine.
So what's your point, Scott?
My point is, I
get
keep
to the
looking
point.
at those Nespresso machines because I like the idea of what they do, because it'll make like an actual latte and stuff with the little things you drop in. But they're really expensive.
so it's like a K-cup, just different.
It's a little more refined, but yeah, it's basically the same thing. It spins it. It does weird things to it. It's different.
It's essentially a K-cup for espresso.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
It's supposed to be like a little more, high level. But let's be real. If you're not doing your own beans, fresh beans, and grinding them yourself, it's not going to be the best cup of coffee you can have. Let's be
No,
real.
and normally I'll do my French press, I'll do my pour over, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be, with fresh ground beans, all that. But when I'm in a hurry, I
Yep.
just throw a K-cup in and go.
It's
It's
totally
not my favorite,
understandable.
but it's something. And the only coffee that I found that I actually like through the K-cup is Caribou Coffee, their medium roast.
Yeah, that stuff's actually good.
That's
Hold
the
on.
only one.
Hold on,
I
Derek
like
has
out of
something.
it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's what I drink at work.
Caribou?
Because they have that. They have a couple years back, they installed like a fancy like office K-cup machine. Because we were just using like Folgers or Maxwell House.
Right.
But they installed like they have like a patient lounge and then like the nurses lounge, two office grade Keurig machines, and that's the one I like because they have a whole bunch of different ones that we have, but I like the little Caribou medium. It's the only one I drink.
That's the only one
At work.
I drink out of a K-cup. I won't do anything else but that one, because I've tried, because I like darker coffee, and I've found some darker ones that I've tried through the Keurig, and it's just gross. So, and my wife, she liked really light coffee. Like the Caribou's got the Daybreak Morning Blend, which is super, super light roast. And I found that, and I'm like, oh, that tastes like crap. So I'm like, well, let's meet in the middle. Let's try to find a medium roast. So we bought a couple different ones. And once we tried this one, we're like, yeah, this one's probably better than any of the other ones we've tried. So let's stick with it. So when I do the Keurig, it's just the Caribou medium. Other than that, I won't touch a Keurig. I got no desire for it.
I'm gonna pull a Scott and be like, come on, guys, let's be real. They're all pretty gross, but the Caribou is the most tolerable.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was my Scotty D.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of Scotty D, Scott, why didn't you open the show a little bit better? Because I just got done watching last Thursday's episode with Mark Ensby.
He kicked butt on that, didn't he?
He's got a great opening to the show. And
I told him he does it way better than me.
Yeah, maybe we need to get an audio bite of him just opening the show.
Yeah.
And that way you don't do it anymore. He just does it for us, full of energy.
I know.
And that's that.
But
I will say,
he's one of those guys that's like that, though.
I did like your impression.
Did you really?
You had.
It's terrible.
It made me laugh because I thought it was stupid.
It's so dumb.
Of a giraffe an excited giraffe opening up a Pringles can.
Yeah, which he called a bag of Pringles at first. And I was like, in Australia, do they have a bag of Pringles? That's weird. Okay, yeah, but it was so stupid. Bob, you're the one that's actually really good at that. You could actually get a job doing cartoon voices. But let me say one more thing before we get too far off topic. That coffee thing, I used to do French press all the time. Like, because that's just like you can do 2 really good large mugs of coffee if you do a French press. So I used to do that all the time. And then it started to just tear a hole in my stomach because I think it's just a little stronger sometimes.
Oh, it is.
And, but the other thing about Caribou I was going to say is back in the day when I was hanging out in this one area of Michigan when I was working out like towards like Plymouth and Livonia, nobody knows what that is unless you're from here. But I would always go, everybody went to Starbucks and I would go to Caribou. And my favorite coffee that I would get and grind myself was Daybreak. If you grind it yourself, it's good.
Yeah, to me, the Daybreak was just too light.
In the K-Cups, it's terrible. I've tried it before. It's terrible.
But the one thing I love about the French press, though, is, you can obviously determine how strong you want it.
Right.
You could put whatever amount of coffee you want in there, but if you let it sit a little bit longer, it's gonna wind up getting a lot stronger.
That's the thing.
So sometimes I'll pour everything in and stir it up real good, let it sit, and I'll let it sit for like 10 minutes.
Oh no!
And then I'll press it, and it comes out just this super dark,
it's like thick mud,
frothy, delicious coffee.
That's the thing that's great about the French press, and I didn't know this back in the day, but people would tell me, look at the crema on that. When you're pushing down through and all the like frothiness would come up. Derek, why are you shaking your head? You don't like crema?
It's not real crema.
Oh gosh.
Well,
okay.
it's not, but I like that little bit of frothiness. It made you feel like it was.
He likes it frothy. Hey,
anyway,
before we depart this topic, we would be stupid if we didn't say,
I'm making the coffee.
Go to pneumacoffee.com. That's PNEUMA coffee.com. And put in the coupon code HWT to get 20% off of your coffee. It's really good stuff. We just don't order it enough. All of us are kind of without Numa right now. I did, like I said, I bought some for my mom for Christmas. I bought some for myself for Christmas, but I'm all out of it. I used it all, so I need to reorder. But go over to pneumacoffee.com. That's PNEUMA coffee.com. Put in that coupon code HWT, 20% off. Thank you very much. All right, cartoon voices. Bob, you're better at that than me. You are. You can do all sorts of them. You're really good at it.
I could do some voices, but I mean, it's not something that I do all the time. I used to have a pretty good rotation of voices that I did.
I know. But when I first met you, it seemed like you had 3 or 4 that you always pulled out to make me laugh.
I had like 8 to 10, 12, 15 voices at one point. Yeah. But you stop doing them, and by now it's like I forgot the voices that I even did. Now, if I remember one and go, oh yeah, how did I do that, and keep messing around, I'll find it again.
Yeah, you will.
But it's like I have to go back and go, okay, what were the impressions that I used to do, and I just haven't done them. That's all.
Derek,
I mean, the only one I do regularly is Shaggy. So
yeah, but
I do that all the time.
You do the guy from, is it The Simpsons or Krusty? You used to do him all the time.
Oh, just the laugh. That's all.
We'll do it now. I put you. Yeah, exactly. Derek, were you an impressionist at any point?
Oh yes, absolutely. I used to do a lot of the Simpsons voices, and
I want to hear one of them now.
They usually only came out like in context,
right?
Or
so you don't want to do one for us?
Let's see. What was the principal? Skinner?
Let's do it.
Hey, Homer.
What?
No, that's not the principal. Go ahead, Derek.
That was
like Superintendent Chalmers. Welcome. Was that Skinner?
I don't know.
That was
I'm not a huge Simpsons fan, so I don't remember all of them really super well. But yeah.
It's when you do voices, and I used to do a lot of voices like that, lots of imitations too. So I'm kind of listening to Bob, thinking, "Yep, that's me." He hit it right on the head. It's hard to just conjure up the voice out of nowhere, like,
Yeah.
oh, do something for me. It usually kind of has to be in context, in the moment.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it'll just pop back into you, like, oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. Without even thinking about it. Like I said, the only one I do regularly is Shaggy, and I'll do it at the drive-thru at the any fast food place or whatever. Order is Shaggy, and people are just, I really do it for my kids because they'll record it on Snapchat and whatever, and I just do it to mess around. But I should probably sit down one day and think about all the impressions and voices and all that stuff I used to do and see what I could pull back in.
I need to do that because when I was way younger, my mom always used to ask me to do Eddie Murphy all the time because she didn't know I was watching Delirious, the comedy special, and I had that thing memorized. So I would do the story of Aunt Bunny falling down the steps, but I wouldn't put any of the dirtiness in it. And I would do his laugh. And so when people would come over, she'd go, "Scotty, do Eddie Murphy." And I was like, if she only knew what Eddie Murphy was saying. Yeah. And then the other one that it's weird. I'm not doing this because, I am a white guy, but a lot of my impressions used to be like Bill Cosby, which you can't do anymore now, unless you're really just ripping on him. Bill Cosby. I used to do a whole bunch of the guys from, do you ever see that, The Kings of Comedy? So it was like Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. I memorized that whole thing because I watched it so many times. I loved that. Anyway. So I used to do a lot of stuff like that.
George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton. I had a lot of them.
Yes,
I mean,
I know. I wish I could go back and get them all now. I wish I had practiced them for a long time. There's a guy who worked at the radio station that I first did a morning show at. He was leaving right as I was coming in, and he's actually still does voices for radio shows all over the country. His name is Eric Harthen. Right now, he does a lot of Trump stuff, obviously, but he's like he can mimic anybody. It's crazy. And he's made a whole entire career out of it. Now he lives in California, I believe, and does it professionally, making pretty good bucks doing that.
Who was that one guy, Frank Caliendo?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
I guess it just fizzled out. I mean, he had a lot of great stuff.
When he did the Morgan Freeman stuff where he would just narrate things as Morgan Freeman, those were pretty much the funniest thing I can ever remember back then when it was happening. But he did a bunch of stuff for Fox NFL Sunday, and then all of a sudden he just stopped. They just dropped him.
Yeah, I think I don't remember anything in the news that he did something wrong or whatever the case may be. No. I think it's just
so he took over for Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel used to do a bunch of stuff for Fox NFL Sunday. Then it was Frank Caliendo, and then now it's Rob Riggle. Mm-hmm. So I guess maybe they just kind of at some point.
I know that keep it fresh.
Yeah, but I know Caliendo still tours and stuff. I mean, he's a comic, so I mean,
I just haven't heard anything about him in a long time.
Yeah,
many years.
Probably it. He's probably just a stand-up comic now. They hit the limelight and then they don't. As y'all are mentioning this, I'm on his website. He has some upcoming shows. He's going to Dover, Delaware tomorrow night. He's going to be in Ridgefield, Connecticut on Saturday.
Yeah.
Philly on next month, and then in Atlantic City.
He still does stuff for ESPN, it looks like, because I'm looking at some of his videos on his website. He does a lot of stuff. He does stuff as John Gruden, which is funny.
His John Madden was great.
It was. John Madden, he met him in John Madden.
He's still alive, guys.
Listen, we're not saying that. I realize that.
It was great.
When I saw it was.
May he rest in peace.
Well, I said it because,
But
John
Frank
Madden's
Caliendo met John Madden, and John Madden was furious with him he hated it, which is crazy because it was so great. It was perfect.
Yeah, but
he exaggerates the stuff. I get it. But, come on, man. If you're that famous, it's like when Weird Al would talk to these pop stars and ask them, could he remake their song? I mean, when Weird Al asks you to do that, there has to be a part of you. Like, he told a story on Hot Ones about how he talked to Kurt Cobain, and he was like, he asked Kurt Cobain, hey, I'd like to do one of your songs. Is that okay? And Kurt Cobain was like, sure. Which song are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to do Smells Like Teen Spirit. And he said, what's the song going to be like? And he's like, well, I'm going to make fun of the fact that no one can understand what you're saying. and Kurt Cobain laughed.
Right.
So I mean, that's great.
I think,
and same thing with Michael Jackson.
I think the only person that really ever had a problem with it was Eminem, and then
he didn't do any Eminem.
Yeah, well, he approached Eminem about doing it, and Eminem was the only one that had a problem with
Gangster's
it.
Paradise guy got mad too. What's his name? Coolio. Yeah.
Speaking of, you mentioned Hot Ones though.
Hair.
You mentioned Hot Ones, and I have to let everybody know
that
tomorrow, which is is the 24th.
Yeah.
Tomorrow starts the new season of Hot Ones, season 8.
Yep.
The first guest on there is
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
We did. We're reminding everybody.
But I'm reminding tomorrow.
Derek,
that's the date.
Dang it. Let us have our fun. Even if we've talked about it, let us talk about it again.
I just want to remind people, tomorrow is the day. So make sure to watch it. I saw a little snippet, another little teaser of it. And basically it was just Gordon Ramsay dropping F-bombs like, oh my gosh, this is hot. And just it was so hilarious.
I think he's going to kill it. But go ahead, Derek.
In show prep, Scott was like, we were talking about movie trailers that we wanted to discuss this week, and he was talking about
though.
I know, not today.
Oh,
but
you're making fun of the fact that I asked about Avengers. Go ahead.
Because we were like, have you guys seen that Avengers trailer? I was like, yeah.
I did not say that.
We did the show on
I didn't
it
ask,
We've
have you seen it? I said, when does it come out? You're misrepresenting what I said.
It's more funnier that way.
I feel like you're the mainstream
media. And then you called me,
and
then
I'm
you
Trump.
called me, and then you called me a name.
What did I call you?
You're like, Derek, are you gonna be a bee today? And I was like, man.
You guys just reminded me of a song.
What is it?
I don't know who. You guys will know who.
Madonna.
Oh, now you just got it out of my head.
Well, you said the bee.
Man, no, it was something.
Because
now you're messing with a son of. No, not that one.
No.
Huh.
Tell me, have you seen her?
Tell me, have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
Who did that? It just popped into my head because, like, I don't know. Something
here's
Derek
the
said.
thing. There was, I think that's a real old song, like an R&B song, but then also MC Hammer redid it, and it's
probably.
like got rapping in it, and these people are like, "Tell me, have you seen her?" But it's like an old Motown song.
It's hilarious.
You're looking it up. That's good. So anyway, Derek, thank you for calling me out for asking about the Avengers.
The Shy Lights.
The Shy Lights. That's a weird name for a band, dude.
I thought they were the Chi Lights.
The Chi Lights? The Shy Lights?
Is it CH?
CHI-LITES.
They must be from Chicago. The Shy Lights.
Shy Lights.
The Chi Lights?
Chi Lights?
I don't know.
Who cares?
Chiltis.
The Chillits.
Chill.
You know, I'm one of those people that lives in Detroit that every time you guys have to know that. So like on Thanksgiving Day game when the Lions play and you're like, oh my gosh, Lions are going to get beat this year. They always play all these Motown songs and I'm always like, gosh, dang it. Pick something else. I get so irritated that I know that this is Motown. I get it. Okay. But I get tired of hearing. And they show Hitsville, USA every time. Every time. It's just like, get over it.
Well, breaking news, guys. Bob is on the lookout for the new Oreo the most.
I saw the picture of that, and it looks delicious.
So, I love cookies, and I love Oreos.
Yeah.
And I love Oreo double stuff.
Yeah.
And mega stuff. But now they have one called the most.
Yes.
And it's like,
it looks amazing.
A super thick cookie with quadruple the amount of cream filling in the middle.
It looks great, which means double stuff's going to get even smaller. Did you recognize that happened when they did the mega stuff? What was it was called mega stuff, the third one?
Yeah.
Did you notice that double stuffs really seem to get thinner at that point?
Everything's gotten
They keep
smaller.
squishing it down.
Do you remember how big Reese cups used to be?
Yeah.
And now they're these little tiny things. Bags of chips used to be 12, 15 ounces. Now they're like 7-ounce bags.
Which is weird because we're all so fat. Why? What's happening? Man, there's something we should deep dive in someday. The American diet.
Love that transition, Bob, by the way. You're like, the cookies.
It's good.
Bob,
I like that because I want
those
one
guys
of those.
at the guys at the Oreo factory, they probably do that for fun. Just
Sure.
like we'll probably
They have
just
some
take
great flavors. Have you tried all the flavors they have?
No.
Some of them are stupid, but some of them are really good. Bob, you have to try. Some of them are delicious.
I'm kind of like a traditionalist when it comes to Oreos, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I felt the same way. Our friends Rob and Nicole would get the different flavors for their kids, and she would be like, you got to try this one. And I was like, I just like regular Oreos. And then I tried it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I like the peanut butter ones.
I need bourbon flavored ones.
That'd be good.
Bourbon Oreos? That'd be disgusting.
I heard the sriracha anchovy ones are not very good, though.
Oh, God. They would make something stupid like that because sriracha's on everything. I
know.
finally
I don't
tried
know.
sriracha for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and I
what do you
thought it was
think?
disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of sriracha. I
It didn't
didn't
do
think it
anything
had a
for
good
me.
flavor. Yeah.
No, it was weird. So now we've insulted sriracha, different coffee blends, different Oreos. I said bad things about Motown. Derek was saying crap about Avengers. I mean,
I think you're misrepresenting everything.
I am on purpose. All right, listen.
Who's the dog, Derek?
Who's the dog? Yeah, he's got a dog over his shoulder. I don't know if people can see it. It's got a butterfly on it, and it looks like, I don't know if that's like a heart or a dolphin or something.
It's a heart
back
and a
there?
butterfly.
Yeah, back there. What is that?
Oh, that's Lucky. It looks
Okay.
like Lucky. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
It
dead.
looks- oh.
Way to bring it down.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening to the show, and we'll talk with you soon.
Boss.